John O'Quinn Field in H-Town, home to the Houston Cougars. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Houston Cougars. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Seminoles will put total leather to crank us up. Coming out with it, it's West. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Hand off from the shotgun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Quarterback making checks. Going to swing it on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
Houston sends the punt team onto the field. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Bunch formation for these receivers. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Let's take a second here to talk about Florida State. Now, they'd love to win this one today, secure that spot in the conference championship game. A remarkable achievement. They can't really think this one's in the bag yet.
No, they've just got to continue focusing on the task at hand. I think that's a big reason why they're in this position that they find themselves in. They take care of business each and every game, David. Some hardware to be won down the road potentially, but you got to win this one.
No doubt, and I think it's hard because you're starting to see the finish line now. Getting later in the season, knowing where you're ranked, what's at stake. Let's see how they handle the pressure.
Not just hard-nosed running, that's cement-nosed running as he gets it to the 25. And the Seminoles can really attack on this second and short. They'll move the tight end. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Got him downfield. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6. The Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. Makes the grab. Touchdown, Noles. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game.
And listen, my job is to get it to my playmakers like this guy on the outside. He'll do the rest. He'll get in the end zone. Nice catch. Way to finish it with a touchdown.
Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to adjust the pattern. Gets the back moving. Back to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Anthony. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Houston wants to play fast. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Fires to the big fella. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
That's a 3rd down the offense simply had to have there. You're obviously trailing early in this game. You're trying to generate some momentum. So 3rd down, defense is playing zone. You just got to find the soft spot in coverage. Make it easy on your quarterback. Those two guys able to link up.
Using his feet. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
And you can tell the QB wants to run. He's going to be a big part of the game plan. And the defense really, really understands that. I got to understand. And more importantly, when I get a lick on this cat, I got to take it. Like, not dirty, not cheap shots, but ending plays when I can be physical and really make him feel me. I think that'll always bode well in the 4th quarter.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Rushes on him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. This time it's complete. And he's brought down after a nice game. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the 1st down.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield and he moves the sticks.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Gets it out quickly. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Now on the move. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this in the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much in the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Here's the handoff. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. A pickup of 5. The Seminoles want to crank the tempo.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Man, that's one you expect him to make in his sleep, right? He's one of the better receivers in the entire country. He just dropped that one over the middle of the field.
They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They'll get the 1st down. It's spotted on the 49. And the Seminoles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Trying to take it back.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Houston sending the offense back onto the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Wants to fire on second down. It's complete to the right. And they'll get enough for the first down, and that's how things will come to a close here in the first quarter. Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. They'll run the counter. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They thought maybe they could get the defense flowing the wrong way on the counter, but they were not fooled.
Get them flowing one way and then maybe hit that outside on the other side, right? But they didn't even let it get outside. They kept it right in the middle of the field, did a great job seeing it, going and getting it, being aggressive. You got to find a different way maybe to attack these guys to use their speed against them.
And this is blown up, going nowhere as the defense was ready for the Wildcat. Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's third and long from the 28. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires it incomplete.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're fourth and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And it's no good. He missed it. After that failed field goal attempt, fellas, still tie ball game.
And sometimes I just feel like fourth down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
They'll leave it with him. They get him stopped at the 32. That's a gain of 4.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Wide receiver going in motion. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Oh, he's got some space. Smashes him with the stiff arm. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
I love this play call. You want to get your playmakers the football in space. What a creative way. This little kind of push pass by the quarterback. Get into the receiver's hands quickly and let him go make yards.
Pressure coming.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football. You can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Wants to go up top. Fakes to grab. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. And the Noles will hustle to the line. Trying play action. Soft spot in the middle. There was tight coverage, but a perfect throw and catch, and they've got it at the 9, first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. It's complete to the left. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
Touchdown, Florida State. They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They took it 71 yards down the field, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. From the gun, he leads it with the back. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. He tries to take the top off. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Brings it down on the right side. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play. And the Cougars have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Got his man out of the backfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, this offense is showing you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely flipped the field.
Motion from the wide receiver. Just keeps slinging it. Under fire. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? The run up the middle, looking for the score. Looking for the end zone. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Remember, they missed a field goal on their last drive, but at the very least, they need to get back in field goal range here on 3rd down. On the move. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half. 4th down and less than a yard, and of course the offense is going to stay on the field. This is a designed run. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Houston.
This has been a back-and-forth battle with a lot of football left to go. Really nice job executing on that rushing touchdown. If they get this extra point, this thing is all tied up.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And he's not going to take the touchback. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This drive will open from the 15. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Lets it fly. He's got it along the sideline. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown Seminoles. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Using the quick game. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Throwing right. Found the spot in the defense. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Looking downfield on first down. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
I love when people start to understand what we're doing defensively. If they're going to pass the football and that's where they're going to live, well, I'm going to live in dime. I'm going to bring more defensive backs on the field so I can cover more of these speed guys that they have out there. Great job by the defensive back, breaking on the football, making the INT, making the DC look very smart.
He's going to fire deep. What a job to lay out and make the catch. The Noles racing to the line in the hurry-up. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. It's second and long now as this defense has some energy after that last sack. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the number one job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you. And I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent. He's making bad decisions.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Leaves it with the back. They'll knock him down, and that will take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. just about set to start the second half. Houston will kick it away. And he's going to bring this one out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to fire. Going to try to get it himself. Stopped at the 44, but he got 10 on the play. The Noles have had outstanding quarterbacks over the years. Not always dual threats. Sometimes a little more Danny Cannell-ish, but using his feet well there.
And even Chris Winkie. And guys that maybe they weren't runners, but, man, they made those athletes around them really come to life and were a force multiplier, made everybody around them better. And you found a lot of those guys with these Florida State offenses.
Kept it on the ground on first down. Now back to the line. Second down, he'll throw it. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Noles! He found some open space and turned on the Jets. He is dialed in. David, remember when we called Jameis Winston's debut? 27 passes, not one hit the ground. The 2 incompletions were caught out of bounds. This guy's locked in like that.
Locked in, dialed in. And when you're compared to Jameis Winston, and by the way, I mean, he was in fuego that night. It was awesome to be there. Those are the kind of guys that catapult you to the next level and bring Florida State back.
The Houston offense comes onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They're dealing with a second and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Got his man on the outside. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Houston going up tempo. Motion from the wideout. On third down, he drops to throw. Makes the catch. He gets it out to the 28-yard line. Not enough to pick up the first down. Houston will be forced to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines. Not his best work. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. And what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Still running at the 40. Racing down the left side. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Florida State. The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming in this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So we'll see this offense make its way out to start the drive. To the air on first down. They've got the screen set up. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back, just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swarmed around him, and that's a loss.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
And this defense has its work cut out to get this dude on the ground. He was shedding serious tackles on his way to picking up the first. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Well, you got to give the defense a lot of credit on this play because they were doing a nice job understanding who had the football and where they were. So a nice job by the defense rallying around that ball carrier and now not giving up the first down.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Makes the grab over the middle. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8. They'll try to get it in with the run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Running back looking for the end zone to the left. He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
Fires into the end zone. Touchdown Seminoles. Fired in from the red zone for the score. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, you know, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Snap to the back. Creates a little space. Makes it past the marker. Hits the accelerator to the right. He's at the 20. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Cougars. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
And he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella. Pretty
impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box. Still, this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. They'll start this drive going to the air. Gonna let it fly. Pulls it in on the left. The junior making a clutch play and turning in a big catch.
Nice catch there. I'll tell you, the Seminole passing attack has come a long way over the years. When I was playing against them back in the day, they were in the I formation every single play. Maybe it was play action. Maybe it was a shot play to the perimeter of the field. Now, they've got guys running all different kinds of routes, playing at different tempos, lining the ball over the field. This dude is a guy you just have to know where he is every single snap.
One more quarter to go, and it looks as if we are ready to play. So the final period starts with a second down play. They'll move the wide receiver. With jet sweep pass. That touch pass went nowhere. Stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, in that down and distance, you're probably expecting them to throw it way down the field to get the first. Instead, they go push pass, and they did catch the defense off guard. And even though that was a big explosive play, David, they still didn't have enough yards to get it.
Well, and catch me off guard is relative. That's what you would say, the offensive player. I would say, listen, we're playing a little bit deeper because we're not going to give up the first down. We react to the short stuff, and obviously that's a quick, easy pass from the offense. Rally up, make the play, live to fight another down.
Here comes the heat. On the run, still looking. Trying to find his man in the middle. He's got it. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it, first and goal. The Seminoles want to move quickly. Trying to barge in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Noles. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. He'll bring it out. It's West. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. Slithers into space. Picks up the first down, still moving. Wide open spaces. At the 20. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. Once the game reaches this point, you start thinking ahead and how you can find something positive to take into the next game.
Dang right. Keep the offense rolling. Try to find some plays that I can use throughout this season that I can have some more success, or I guess have success. I haven't had a lot of success today, but I'm looking for the future.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, Dave. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
That's quite a start to a drive, and now they'll snap it from midfield. He is having a day in the vernacular of the Seminoles. They just keep chopping.
Just find that guy. Just let him keep working because he's eating. He is making himself open every play. Peter Ward, big-time players make big-time plays, and he is balling.
Looking to throw on first down. Got a man in the middle. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. Gets it out fast. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. And the Seminoles come to the line in the hurry-up. Wide receiver going in motion. Wants to throw it. They're setting up the screen. Touchdown, Florida State. And they take it in for 6 more points. They've now extended that lead, and they're trying to hang on for a Week 12 victory.
This is a running back that can hurt you, not just getting handoffs, but they use him in the passing game as well. They called the screen at the absolute perfect time, and it ends up being a touchdown.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Here comes the Houston offense once again. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Gives it on the option. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. They've made third down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. A designed run for the quarterback. He'll be brought down at the 32-yard line. Good job by the defense to keep him away from that first down marker. It's 4th down. Looking to throw. Complete out of the backfield. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
And I get it. That's for pride's sake. This game's over. Like, I know you're down and you try to mount drives, and sometimes you even try to get young guys in the game at this point. But now you're just fighting for pride and just letting them try not to get any more points in the scoreboard.
On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. Looking to throw on 1st down. And it's incomplete as he was trying to make the play in the back corner of the end zone. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Touch pass on the jet sweep. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
The Seminoles want to pick up the tempo. He's looking to throw. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Slams it ahead. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Number 11, set to kick off.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Back has it. And some room to work. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
How frustrating is that? You're that running back. Where were you supposed to go? There was absolutely no lane for him on that play.
So they come to the line, and the wildcat going to give him a different look. Snap to the back. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
Well, I think the offense at this point now, they're just trying to limit the damage. They want to get out of here and move on, turn the page to the next game because things just have not been going their way, throwing or running the football.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Flips it out to the back. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
On the play. 4th down coming up.